How did our planet look before humans appeared on it? What kind of world did we get when we got here? Is there anything left for us to discover about ourselves and our origins? You are watching this channel. Join me today as we explore the history of our world and try to find out just how old is our planet. If you think that life on Earth has always been full of people, then I have some news for you. There were no people around for most of the existence of our planet. The Earth was here long before us, and it will be here long after we're gone. But what happened on our planet before we came to dominate it? Let's take a quick journey back in time to see what we can find out. It's hard to believe that there was a time when there were no humans on Earth. Yet 200,000 years ago, there were no people anywhere to be seen. In fact, at that time, there weren't even any monkeys or apes as we know them. Instead, our closest relatives were the ancestors of chimpanzees and bonobos, and while they may have looked a bit like their descendants, they certainly didn't act like them. They were much more intelligent and social, already living in groups and using rudimentary tools. Yet these early proto-humans were not alone on the planet. At that time, the world was ruled by dinosaurs. And when I say ruled, I mean they literally ruled everything. The Earth had been theirs for over 165 million years, since the Triassic period. They came in all shapes and sizes, from the huge Brachiosaurus to the fearsome Tyrannosaurus rex. These creatures roamed the land, flew through the air and swam in the seas, completely unchallenged. Then suddenly, 65 million years ago, it all came crashing to an end. An asteroid slammed into the Earth, causing massive earthquakes, tsunamis, and a global climate change. Within a few million years, every dinosaur on the planet was dead, along with many other species. It was the largest mass extinction in the history of life on Earth, but it also created an opportunity for new life to flourish. With the dinosaurs gone, mammals finally had their chance to shine, but they didn't look anything like they do now. Instead of fur, they had hair. Their teeth were smaller and they were generally much smaller themselves. However, they were perfectly adapted to the new world. So while they were small, they were incredibly successful. One of the most famous mammals from this period is the Smilodon, a saber-toothed cat that lived in South America. It was huge, powerful, and perfectly adapted for hunting. Another famous creature from this time was the Mammuthus, a relative of the modern elephant that lived in North America. It was huge, with massive tusks and a thick coat of fur. These creatures and many more roamed the Earth for millions of years, until suddenly, 12,000 years ago, everything changed again. The last ice age came to an end, and the Earth began to warm up. This caused the glaciers to melt, sea levels to rise, and many species to die out. But this time it wasn't a mass extinction event. Instead, it marked the beginning of a new era for life on Earth, the Holocene epoch, which started 11,700 years ago and continues to this day. And it's during this time that humans truly began to thrive. But wait, I said it was 11,700 years ago, yet we know that humans have been around for much longer than that. How can this be? Well, it's because while humans did evolve on Earth, we didn't appear fully formed. We evolved gradually over millions of years from the same ancestors as all other apes, and it wasn't until around 300,000 years ago that modern humans, Homo sapiens, appeared in Africa. For most of our early history, we lived in small groups, hunted wild animals, and gathered wild plants for food. We used simple stone tools and lived a nomadic lifestyle, constantly on the move. But then something remarkable happened. Around 12,000 years ago, humans began to settle down and form larger communities. They started to grow their own food, raise their own animals, and develop new technologies. This led to the development of cities, states, and eventually empires. In just a few thousand years, humans went from being nomadic hunter-gatherers to being the dominant species on the planet. We built great works of art, developed complex religions, and created some of the most advanced technologies the world has ever seen. Yet despite our achievements, we've always been part of the natural world. Even as we've grown in numbers and power, we've never been able to escape the laws of nature. We've always needed water, food, and shelter. And we've always been subject to the forces of the natural world, such as weather and climate change. Despite this, humans have always been adaptable, and we've managed to survive and thrive in all kinds of environments. We've learned to harness the power of the natural world to our advantage, using water to irrigate our crops, for example, and wind and water power to generate electricity. We've also developed technologies that allow us to travel to distant lands and explore the natural world. But while we've been able to adapt to the natural world, We haven't always been able to adapt to ourselves. As humans have grown in number, we've become more and more competitive. We've competed for resources, fought wars, and developed technologies that have the potential to destroy the world. Yet despite our flaws, we've always found a way to survive. We've learned to cooperate, to share, and to compromise. And we've developed technologies that have improved our lives in countless ways. Today, we face a new challenge: climate change caused by our own human activities. But if we're able to adapt to the challenge, we can continue to thrive on this planet for millions of years to come. It's hard to imagine our planet without people on it, but the truth is that we've only been here for a very small part of its history. For most of the Earth's history, there were no people, no monkeys or apes, and no dinosaurs. Instead, there were trilobites, ammonites, and other creatures that we only know about through fossils. The Earth has been here for billions of years, and it will be here long after we're gone. But what will it look like? Will it be a world dominated by robots and artificial intelligence? Or will it be a world where nature has reclaimed its place? Only time will tell. As we look back on the history of our planet, we can't help but wonder what the future holds. What will the world look like 100 years from now? 1,000 years from now? 1,000,000 years from now? Some scientists believe that in 100 years, the Earth will be a very different place. The effects of climate change will be felt around the world, and we'll need to find new ways to live. Others believe that in 1,000 years, the Earth will be unrecognizable. The world's population will have grown to over 10 billion people, and we'll be living in cities that are vastly different from the ones we have today. Still, others believe that in 1,000,000 years, the Earth will be completely unrecognizable. The continents will have moved, the oceans will have risen, and the Earth will be a very different planet than the one we know today. No matter what the future holds, one thing is certain: humans will be a part of it. We've been through a lot over the past 200,000 years, but we've always managed to survive, and will continue to be a force to be reckoned with for millions of years to come. So what will the world look like when we're gone? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: it will be a world that we helped create. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.